Hi, thank you again for coming to join me on the mat today. I hope that you find you well, happy, and at peace. So we're in a lot of trying times right now, and a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear, and one of the ways that we can try to alleviate some of that is staying connected to our heart space. We have a lot of news, a lot of things going on that are drawing us out of ourselves. And by staying connected here into our heart, not our thoughts, will really help get us all through and keep us connected to one another. So we're going to work on that today with leading with our heart. So for today's practice, I'm going to suggest that you have a blanket, of course, and a bolster. And if you don't have a bolster, remember you can always make one yourself out of some bath towels. You can see my tutorial on that if you're not sure how to do that. But you'll definitely want a bolster. And you'll want to have some blocks. And these are just to help us, support us in our practice. If you don't have yoga blocks, no worries. Remember also you can make your blocks out of books. So you can always take a couple books, or if you have a nice big thick book, if you're using a couple books, make sure you bind them together with a rubber band and have a hand towel handy to keep it nice and cushioned for you as we rest our head or anything on our block today. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get started today. We're going to start reclining, and we're going to be in a open heart bench. So I'm going to have you use one of your bolster. I'll use the homemade bolster just to demonstrate. So we're going to lay this lengthwise on our mat. And you can use your block or your book block. That's going to be a nice place to rest our head. You can also leave the blanket here if you'd like some cushion under your hips. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to bring the small of our back up against that bolster. We're going to lay back, adjust the position of your block so that the back of your head is resting. We'll let the arms come out to the sides. And your choice here, whether you want to extend your legs long, or you can bend the knees here. You can even open up with the feet together into a nice Supta Baddha Konasana. So whatever you feel like you want to do. And remember, it's always okay to change your mind. So we're going to all just lay back here, get yourself settled, close your eyes, and soften your face. Take a deep breath in, and open your mouth, exhale, let it go. We'll do that again. Inhale nice and deep. And open your mouth, exhale, let all the breath pour out. Allow your body to soften. Let the arms get heavy. Release the hips. Feel the body relax back into the support underneath you. For now, let your breath flow naturally. Just checking in with it and noticing the pattern of your breathing here without trying to change or manipulate it. When we're anxious, our breath tends to be a little short and shallow, maybe up into our chest a bit. And we're not judging or criticizing anything here, but we're just noticing where we are. Take a few moments here to scan your body. Maybe start at the crown of your head and work your way down through the body, noticing the sensations you feel. If you encounter any areas that are a little more chatty today, really talking to you, just acknowledge those places. And without being critical of them, just know they're giving us some information. Maybe they're saying, I need a little extra attention today, or maybe I need to have a little bit more gentle approach to those areas. So just be curious here. Take the seat of the observer. What do you find? Eventually bringing our awareness back towards our breath and our heart space. We'll begin to slow our breath down here. So on your next inhalation, just Slowing that inhale, taking it maybe a little bit deeper down into your belly. And then letting the breath leave the body here. Control the exhale as well. A nice slow, rich, deep breath in. Exhaling all the way down till you're empty. Maybe even drawing the navel to spine just a little bit to squeeze that air out. And here we'll start to invite a count into our breath. So in your own mind's voice, maybe you inhale for a count of 3, maybe 4. And then go ahead and exhale that same number, 3 or 4. Just beginning to balance out our breath. As we take this breath deeper and longer, you may notice any rough edges, any areas where the breath might feel stuck, maybe staggered, seeing if we can smooth those rough edges out. And we do this by not forcing the breath into those areas, but by simply relaxing into them. Soften the body. Welcome your breath in. And we'll stay here with this balanced, even breath for a few cycles here. Slow, steady inhale, and a full, complete exhale. We'll take a couple more here. From here, we'll take one more breath in, relaxing that controlled breath. We'll breathe in as full as we can. Open the mouth, exhale, let it all go. And we'll begin to invite that gentle movement into our bodies. Wherever you feel called, it could be your fingers, maybe your toes. If you've had those knees open, maybe we'll draw the knees in. Everyone coming to where our knees are bent, maybe sway those knees side to side here. Just finding that gentle movement, easing into movement from stillness. We're going to ease ourselves up to seated. So we'll make that transition together. We're going to place the forearms on the floor, palms down. The first thing we'll do is we'll lift the chin towards the chest. Press into the palms and the forearms and bring yourself up to seated. If rolling off to one side feels better, you're certainly welcome to do that. And then we're just going to go ahead and we're going to remove our props off to the side. And then let's go ahead and find our nice comfortable seat here. Maybe sitting up on a blanket if that feels good for you in your practice. We're going to leave our feet out in a loose Baddha Konasana here. So leaving the legs in a diamond shape here. We're going to let the hands rest out on those shins. Just inhale here, lift that heart. And exhale, let yourself dome over. Relax into the shoulders, the arms. Let the head and neck release. Maybe give that head a little sway here. Doming into the back, take a big breath in. Fill your back body with breath. And exhale, soften down. Let your shoulders drape forward. Let everything hang heavy here. Breathing, nice, deep, slow breaths. Open the back of your heart. The back of our heart is known as the heart protector. So let's breathe energy into that space. Maybe even feeling your shoulder blades widen away from one another. Exhale, let it go. We're going to inhale. We're going to just lengthen up. We're going to let that, I'm mirroring you, so we'll go ahead and let that left hand come across to the right shin and inhale that right arm out and up. Turning the heart out to your right, reaching the fingers up and back. Spine is nice and long. Breathing here. Slow, even, steady breath. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, turn your thumb down, bend your elbow, and bring the back of your hand to the low back. Using that as leverage, pressing into the back of your hand, draw your shoulder blade back towards the spine, elbow back, and open up a little bit through that front right side chest, keeping your gaze out in the same direction as your heart. A couple more breaths here. Releasing that right arm, inhale, let it come all the way up, over, exhale, cross over, and let that right hand come to the outer shin of your left leg. Inhale, left arm out and up. Reach the fingers up and back, turning the heart now out to the left. Reaching, feeling this open expansiveness, length through the arm. Soft jaw, soft breath. Breathe in here, exhale, turn that thumb down, bend the elbow, back of the hand to your low back. Let it rest on your sacrum here, and on the inhale, draw the shoulder blade in towards the spine, elbow back. Breathe here, feel the front of the shoulder, find some space, find some openness there. As you inhale, release the hand, let it sweep up and over. Exhale, cross the arms, one more dome over. Let that head hang, maybe take a few sways here. Shakes of the head, no thank you, yes please. And then roll yourself on back up to seated. Maybe a shoulder roll here would feel good to you. And we'll get ready to transition onto our hands and knees. So let's find tabletop, everybody. If you'd like cushion for under those knees, get your blanket set up there. Remember, we're never here to torture ourselves on our mat. We want to support ourselves always in our practice. So setting up for comfort here, we'll go ahead and get the knees and hips stacked. Hands level at the shoulders. We'll go ahead and we'll inhale, let that belly drop. Exhale, round into a cat. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, round it out, everyone. Good. Draw that belly up and in. Inhaling. And exhale. Press that floor away gently. Go ahead and maybe close your eyes here. Tune in. Find the pace of breath that's comfortable for you and let your body follow that breath. If you'd like to add any movement in here, I certainly encourage you to do so. Maybe sway those hips. After your inhale and your cow, maybe you exhale into your cat and send your hips to your heels, maybe finding a little child's pose and a sway there. So really follow your intuition here. Always inhaling forward, exhaling, coming back, finding your sway, finding whatever feels good. Warming up. And we'll do this for a few cycles of breath. Everyone's going to take 2 more cycles of breath here. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale. And everyone on their final exhale, everyone meet in a child's pose here for a few moments. Walk your fingertips out long. Let the forehead melt down. Take a big breath into this child's pose. Expand the ribs sideways into the upper back as well. Exhale, soften. going to inhale, we're going to glide forward into our table. Take those shoulders over the wrists, maybe walk the knees back a bit. And as you exhale, lower onto your belly, coming onto the belly. Hands at mid-rib, feet move apart a little bit. Inhale, find a cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press through table, find that child's pose once more. And inhale, glide forward, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, elbows bend back. Lower. Inhale for your cobra. And as you exhale, draw your forearms in front of you, finding Sphinx posture. Elbows underneath those shoulders, give those hips a sway. Keep the head, neck, and heart lifted here. Heart drawing forward, gazing out off the top of your mat here. Finding a gentle Sphinx posture here. Couple breaths. I'm going to take a little quad stretch here. So we're just going to bend that left knee up. And we're going to take that left hand, we're going to reach it back. It's okay if it doesn't reach the foot, just stay reaching. If you can catch the foot, go ahead and just gently draw the foot towards your glute. And again, let's not be aggressive here. Let's not try to force it as far as we can. Just get a nice stretch going in that front of the left quad, that thigh muscle there. You may also notice you're feeling it in that left shoulder as well. So just notice where you're feeling some opening happening for you in your body and stay with the easy breath. Remember to keep your jaw soft. We'll take one more breath in. And as we exhale, we'll gently release. Come back to your Sphinx. Sway the hips gently side to side. And then we'll settle in and move to the other side, bending the right knee now. Go ahead, sweep that right arm back. Reach for the foot. If you can grasp it, go ahead, gently draw it in. Breathing soft. Again, always take a moment to check your jaw and notice where you're holding tension, where we don't need it, and see if we can soften. The breath is slow, even. One more inhale and exhale. Let's release. Come back to that Sphinx one last time. Another sway. And then we'll go ahead, take a breath in, exhale. We'll move those elbows out as we lower the nose to the mat. We'll go ahead, hands come to that mid-rib. Tuck those elbows and shoulder blades towards one another. Inhale slowly through your table. And exhale again. Keep the hips lifted, but we're going to lower, walk the hands out and lower the heart, melting the heart down. Letting the head and forehead melt between your biceps here. If you'd like, you can rest the forearms on the mat. Or you can walk those fingers out further, continuing to melt the heart here. Nice big breath in. And exhale, melt it down. Lengthening out underneath those arms. Or if you're in a more gentle approach today, the forearms on the floor, but still melting that heart down. Breathing soft. Inhaling, lifting your forehead up a few inches. Walk your hands back under the shoulders for tabletop. We're going to go ahead here. We're going to just scoop that belly in a bit, make some room. And we're going to draw that right knee forward and place it between our feet. You may want to just lift that back knee, tick-tock it back. If you want the cushion under the knee, certainly adjust that. Lowering the knee back down on top of the toes here. Let's go ahead and just juice up the hips a little bit today. Just inhaling, let your hips sink and the heart lift. Exhale, sink the hips back, straighten into your right leg, pull the toes back towards your heart. Inhale, glide forward. And exhale, come on back. Inhale, glide forward. Exhale, come on back. Linger here in your half Hanuman. You might want to use your blocks here. So if they're handy, you can go ahead and grab them. Always using them to support yourself in your practice. So remember, there's never a have to here if you're fine without the blocks. It's just all a matter of your preference here for support. Just breathe here, inhaling, lengthen out the spine. Exhale, melt the heart forward. And then we're going to leave that left hand down either on your block or on the ground. We're going to inhale that right arm out and up, come into a nice twist here. Reach those right fingers up, gaze out towards the right, heart rotates to the right. Our toes are gently pulling back towards us. We'll take a big breath in here. Exhale, go ahead and bring that hand down. We're going to bend into that front right knee, shifting forward, and inhale, rise those arms all the way up. Connect the palms and exhale, draw the hands to heart center. We'll do that again. Inhale, out to the side. Exhale, hands to heart center. Last one, inhale, rise up. And exhale, draw your hands to your heart. Lift the heart out and up. Take a few breaths here, breathing light and love into that heart space. Maybe exhaling some of that light and love out into the world. We'll inhale, let the arms sweep up. We're going to go ahead and take the right hand, let it grab that left wrist. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, side bend gently out over to the right. Let's find some length and space into that left side of our body, the left rib cage. Breathing slow and deep. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, releasing the hands and the arms and float them on back down. Again here, maybe using your blocks for support. We're going to tuck the back toes. We're going to lift that back knee. And we're going to just walk that back foot up and out and drop the heel a little bit. We're coming into warrior one. So we want our feet each in their own lane here, as if we were standing on railroad tracks. Getting our base nice and solid. We're going to inhale, find warrior one. Arms reaching up, settling in here. That back quad is nice and active. Baby toe edge of your foot sealing to the mat. Arms reaching up. Soften the shoulders away from your ears. Peek down at your toes. Make sure your knee is in line with the middle of your foot. Strong, solid warrior one here. Take a big breath in and open out and up with those hands. And as you do, straighten into the front knee. And then as you exhale, bend into the knee and peel the arms down and back. Cactus arms, draw your elbows and shoulder blades back. Inhale, straighten the knee and reach it up. Exhale, peeling down. Take your whole breath together. Move with breath here. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let that heart open. This time, let's inhale, straighten the knee and reach. Exhale, hinge the hips, draw your heart forward. Lead with your heart. Pause halfway down. Take a breath in here. And then exhale. Let yourself float on down. The whole body domes over, the head and neck soften. Hands come to blocks for the earth. And we breathe here, doming over. Maybe inhaling, lifting the back of the heart up a little bit, and then exhale, soften back down. Do this a couple times with your breath. Inhaling, lifting up. Exhale, softening in. Inhale and exhale. Then soften in, out over that leg. Notice the sensation you're feeling in the back of your right leg. Maybe take that right hip crease and just draw it back a little bit. How's that jaw? Your next inhalation, bending into that front knee. The torso starts to rise. Arms are going to come out to airplane arms. We're staying leaning forward just a little bit here. And we're going to start to come into a balancing posture, warrior three. So keeping the arms where they are for balance, start to lean forward, lift up that back heel, and toe touch up, shifting weight into that right foot. And then when you're ready, activate those back hamstring muscles in the back of your left leg and float that left foot up, leaning the heart forward and out, flexing that back left foot. Find your drishti, find a spot to rest your eyes. Out on the floor in front of you. If you need to toe touch down a couple times, that's okay. That's all good. We're not locking out the knee here and that leg, but just finding a nice warrior three. Again, let the heart lift and actually reach forward. Take one more breath here. And as you exhale, bend that right knee. Start to lower that back foot down. Wonderful. Go ahead and toe touch back a little bit. Drop your back heel once more. We're going to inhale, straighten the knee. Let that left arm keep on going and reverse all the way back. Let the hand rest on the back thigh. The right palm turns to face behind you. We reach up on an inhale and exhale. Go ahead and lean back, reversing. Let's get long in the right side body here. Toes to fingers. Gazing up under the arm, unless, of course, the neck says no thank you. And we just drop the chin towards the chest. Big breath here. One more inhale. And as you exhale, slightly bend into that knee, and we're going to cartwheel those arms all the way up and over, maybe down onto the blocks or maybe to the floor. Pivot that back foot up. We're going to step back to a plank here for a moment, and then drop the knees, untuck your toes. Lower all the way down to your belly, elbows tuck in, feet move slightly apart. Inhale, find a cobra. Exhale, lower. And inhale, find your table, and exhale, child's pose. Slow, rich, deep breath here, filling the torso. Where does your breath go? Where does the breath want to go? Belly's compressed, so maybe the breath moves into the side rib cage, expanding laterally, up into the upper back, back of the ribs, back of the heart. Next inhale, gently lift that forehead. Make your way back to table. And then let's go ahead and work on the other side. We're going to just draw that belly in, a little bit of a cat back. Make that space so that you can draw your left knee up, placing that left knee out between your blocks or between your hands. Make your adjustments, find that nice lunge, and then inhale. Let the hips sink, heart lift. Exhale, draw it back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, we release back. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, straighten, draw your toes back. Let's do one more. Inhale, come on forward. Let's exhale, bring it back, linger here, half Hanuman. See if those hips are nice at the midline. I sometimes have a tendency to let the hips drift over to the side. So just see if your hips are aligned right in your midline here. Continue to draw your toes back. Lengthen through the spine. Nice long breath. Exhale, maybe soften. Inhale, lift the back of the heart. Exhale, soften. A little bit of movement with breath here. Finally melting down, holding here for maybe another cycle of breath or two. Focusing your awareness on sensation in the back of that left leg. Right hand either on the block or on the floor, straightening into that arm, and then inhale the left arm out and up, coming into your twist here. Reach the left fingers up, finding length between the wrists. Maybe gazing up, down, or straight. Always honor where your neck is today. It can be different from the time before you were on your mat. We're going to release all the shoulds, the have-tos. Honor where you are. Take a big breath in and exhale. Let's go ahead and return that hand down. We're going to go ahead and inhale, bend into that front knee, come back into our lunge, arms sweep out and up, palms connect. Exhale, draw the hands to heart center. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, sweep and reach. Exhale, draw your hands to your heart. Maybe close your eyes here. Take some deep, nice breath here. Inhaling again. Energy, light into the heart space. Lift that heart. We'll go ahead on our next inhale, release the hands, sweep them out and up. Reach up. Left hand now comes across to grab onto that right wrist. Inhale, reach that right arm, and exhale, little side bend. Lengthening out now the right side waist. Creating space with the breath. Use the breath to create space between each rib. Inhale, bring yourself to center, release the hands. Exhale, go ahead and bring those hands back down to frame out your foot. Tuck the back toes, lift that back knee. High lunge. Go ahead, setting up for warrior one. Just maybe hip hopping that foot out and up a little bit. Drop that back heel. Find that solid foundation and inhale, rise up, warrior one. Settle and arrive, exhale. Find that steady base of your strong warrior. Find softness in the face and the shoulders. Fingers reach up for the sky. Maybe peeking down, checking that knee to foot alignment. Knee stacked over the ankle, right in line with the middle of your foot. Do you feel steady? Do you feel sturdy? Make that adjustment. Find that sweet spot, and then on an inhale, reaching those fingers up as we straighten into that front knee. Exhale, we bend back down, those arms peel down, elbows move back, shoulder blades together. Inhale, straighten, reach. Exhale, bring it down. Find that movement with breath. Inhale up, exhale down. 2 more times, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, straighten that knee, reach. Keep that spine nice and long as you exhale. Hinge from the hips. Heart leading forward, pausing halfway down. Inhale, get long, reach. Exhale, soften, release down, dome over, let everything hang. Go ahead, maybe give that head a little shake. Let any of those anxious thoughts that might remain dribble out the top of your head. Down onto the floor, let the earth soak them up. Again here, focusing now some Awareness in the back of that left leg. Maybe that left hip crease draws back just an inch. And then inhale, lift the back of the heart. Exhale, soften. Inhale, lift. Exhale, melt. Inhaling. And then exhale, go ahead, release, soften down, let everything melt. As we inhale, lifting the torso and gaze, bending into that front knee, the back heel lifts. We're going to go ahead and on that next inhale, lift that torso, still leaning forward, arms come back, airplane arms. Settling in, knowing where we're going. We're coming into that warrior three, so going to go ahead and toe touch ourselves up, shifting that weight forward into that left leg. Keep that knee soft. Activate those hamstrings, back of the right thigh. When you're ready, play with floating that right leg up. Keep the foot flexed, arms and fingers reaching back, heart lifting and reaching forward. Find your warrior three today. Have fun with your balance. Try not to let that voice of criticism and judgment come into the practice. Meet yourself where you are today. Just breathe here. Taking one more inhale. As you exhale, bend into that left knee, float that right leg back down, and maybe just wiggle, walk it back again. We're going to drop that back heel once more, and on an inhale, let those arms sweep up. The leg straightens, the right arm keeps on going, finds a place to rest on the back of that right thigh. The left palm turns behind you. We reach on an inhale and exhale, leaning back. Again, where does your gaze want to be? And breathe, soften that jaw. Slow, steady inhale. Full, complete exhale. Inhale, come forward, exhale, bend back into the knee and cartwheel everything up. Back heel lifts, going ahead, finding that lunge, and either step back to plank. You can always drop your knees here if you'd like. Stay in a plank here for one breath. Inhale, and then exhale. We'll find a flow. Maybe drop those knees. Go ahead, lower to the belly. Inhale for your cobra. Exhale, go ahead and lower. Inhale, go ahead. Find your way on that exhale all the way back to child's pose. Resting here, breathing a few deep, rich breaths. Let everything melt down. Always remember, if the forehead doesn't come all the way down, use a block to rest the forehead. Or maybe even take your fists, stack your fists, rest the forehead. Have some kind of contact underneath that forehead. And then maybe rock the head side to side, just a little. Massage that area between your eyebrows, that third eye. When you're ready, we'll inhale, they'll gaze up. And we're just going to go ahead and come forward here. We're going to move on to some belly work, but to do that, we're going to need our little bolster here. I'm going to go ahead and use my homemade bolster, even though I have a regular one here. But so everyone go ahead, please grab towels. You can even use some pillows. anything at all that has a little bit of sturdiness to it, not too soft and mushy. I'm going to place that out in front of us on our mat. And again, I certainly invite you to leave your blanket here on the mat as we come down to have some cushion under those hip bones there. And also have a block or your books handy to come out in front of us. I'm going to use that as well. So come into table, let the hands come onto either side, and we're going to lower ourselves down into a supported sphinx. We want this bolster to come right around that lower rib cage here, right at the base of the sternum. It's going to support us here. So get yourself settled in your supported sphinx here. We want the feet somewhat separated a bit, and go ahead and give those little hips a sway here, relaxing. And then finding stillness, let the hips melt forward. We're going to stay here for a breath or two, just getting used to the shape that we're in with the body, little baby back bend here. And I'm going to give you this option to take a little bit more of a heart opener here. We have the support of that bolster underneath the rib cage, so we're going to just take the right hand and then the left hand back and maybe interlace our hands here. If that's not available or it doesn't feel comfortable, maybe just grab opposite forearms or just reach the arms back without an interlace. If you have that interlace, reach with the knuckles. Press the tops of the feet into the mat, activate the quads, the kneecaps, lift up off the floor, and maybe lift that heart a little bit more as we reach back. Breathe here. One more breath, and then exhale. If you have that interlace, release, sweep the arms out in front, reach, and exhale, bring the hands back down into Sphinx. I'm going to set the block side for a moment. We're going to now open the back of our heart. So walk that left hand out, lifting the arm. Take that right arm across the mat. Walk your fingers off the left side of your mat. And then do the same with the left hand. Walk the fingers across, crossing the arms in front of us. We're just going to breathe in here. And we're going to let the head and neck relax. If you're too far back, you can always tuck the toes and rock yourself forward a little bit, coming into a supported straight jacket. So we're not going for the full yin pose here, where all the body weight is on the arms. I'm just taking this more gentle approach today, but I do invite you to go ahead and bring your awareness into that space between your shoulder blades, the back of your heart. Breathe into this space. See if you can create openness across the back of your heart. Letting your head and neck completely soften and relax here. So we're going to transition out of this very easy to switch to the other side. Just slowly, as you inhale, lift the head, gently walk the fingers in. And we're just switching, reach the right arm out and send that left arm out to the right. And the right arm now comes across in front. So now the right arm is in front of the left. We walk the fingers out, away off the mat. Breathe in here and exhale. Release the head and neck. Allow your body to fall into this. Where do you notice the sensation in your back body? Where does your breath go here? Where can you find that opening and expansion? Notice if you've started to tighten and grit those teeth, soften your jaw. As you breathe in next, gently again, ever so slowly, lifting the head and neck. Very slowly ease those elbows out. Coming in to find that Sphinx one last time. Okay, we're going to just bring this block back forward. We're going to be using this next to go ahead and support our head. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to roll on to our right side, but keep your bolster here to support you in the side rib body, just about above the waist. And we're just going to go ahead, take that right leg and bend the knee here. We're going to keep the left leg lengthened out long. We're going to draw the right arm forward, turn the palm up. Go ahead and lower down and rest your head on the block. We want some kind of support under the head. So whether you use your books or block, find the height that works best for you. You could even use some stacked towels for cushion here. We're going to take that left arm, we're going to sweep it up and over. We're going to reach the fingertips long and then let them kind of reach out for the floor. Send that heel back towards the back of the mat. Get long here. Reach. And then inhale, sweep that left arm up. And as you exhale, bring that hand down. We're going to bend that left knee, going for another quad stretch. It's okay if you don't reach. We're just still reaching for it. But if you can catch that foot or ankle, we'll just go ahead and we'll draw that foot towards your glute. Send the knee, that left knee, down, energized towards the bottom of your mat. Couple more breaths here. Take your breath in, and as you exhale, release the leg out long, flex the foot. Bring the left hand forward, either onto the bolster or the floor for support. Draw that left leg out in front of you and lower the foot to the floor. Try to get about a 90-degree angle here from your torso, and then take that left arm, inhale, sweep it up, exhale, flower open. So rolling open through this whole top of the chest area, through that heart. Maybe the gaze looks up at the ceiling here. And we'll inhale, let that arm sweep up. And exhale, bring that hand down. You can bend the knee and then extend the leg long. Both legs go long. And we ease ourselves back onto our bellies. Maybe find that Sphinx posture for a moment. Sway the hips before we move on to the other side. So going ahead and shifting on to that left side. Bringing that bolster right at the hips there. Or I'm sorry, at the rib cage. And lowering down onto your block. Take the left knee, bend it so we have a bit of a stable base there. Go ahead and take that Right leg long, flexing the foot, pressing the heel back. Inhale the right arm up. And exhale, reach the fingers out. Reaching out, getting long in our body here. Inhale the right arm up and exhale, take it back down. Bend into the right knee. And again, maybe catching the foot. There's always the option to use one of your straps here. You can use a scarf, a necktie. If you'd like to loop that around and use that as a support. But just gently drawing that foot in towards your glute, sending the knee towards the bottom of the mat. Again, maybe checking in with that jaw. Are you soft there? Noticing where the sensation is going for you. Take a nice breath in here. Your exhale, we release. The hand comes in front for support. The leg goes out long. Flex the foot. Draw that right foot all the way out and forward. 90-degree angle if you can, and lower the foot down towards the floor. Inhale the right arm out and open, flower open. Checking in with the jaw and the breath here. And now go ahead, inhale that arm up, exhale it down. Bend that right knee, send the leg long, and bring the left leg to join it. Roll back on to that belly, find your Sphinx. And set that block off to the side. Go ahead, maybe take a few sways here. And we're going to go ahead, we're going to bring those hands back underneath the shoulders. On an inhale, moving really slow here. We're going to press to table. We're going to bring the hands onto that bolster. And as you exhale, we're going to take those knees a little bit wider, toes come together, and we're going to sink back into the child's pose, leaving the hands lifted here. And we're going to melt the head and the heart down between the biceps. Try opening up a little bit out under the arms, onto that back body. Keep breathing here. Inhale, fill the back body with breath. And then exhale, melt and release everything towards the earth. Inhale, lifts the gaze. And we walk the hands in towards us. And we're going to go ahead and come to seated. I'll turn to face you. Go ahead and move that bolster out to the side here. We're going to put the legs long in front of us and give a little shake here. So I'm just going to go ahead and move this back a little. And I'm going to once again grab the bolster, or you can use a block if you'd like, with the legs long. We're going to go ahead and we're going to draw the right knee in. Again, I'm mirroring you. So draw that right knee in. Place your bolster or your block right next to that right hip. Lift the foot. We're going to externally rotate that knee out. Keep the foot flexed and place the baby toe edge of your foot along that left thigh, right on top. Let this bolster or block support that outer thigh here so the leg's just not hanging there in the joint there. From here, we're going to inhale, rise our arms up, connect your palms, exhale, Hands draw to heart center. Take that right elbow and place it right in the crook of that knee. Take the left hand, press it into right, and rotate your heart out to the left. Let your gaze follow where your heart is. Flex the toes of the left foot. And we breathe here. As we inhale, we come on back to center. Exhale, reach the arms out in front. Go ahead, inhale. Come forward a bit, exhale. Draw your heart forward. Maybe we reach the toes, maybe not, it's all okay. Maybe our hands can even come to our shin. Remember, don't really pull yourself hard here into that fold here, coming into a stretch into the back of that leg. Not aggressive here at all. Just breathe. Come to your edge. We don't need to go past our edge. We play with our edge in our practice. We'll inhale, we'll come on up. We're going to go ahead and take that right knee, bring it up and let the knee fall to that outer side of the left leg. Go ahead, give that knee a hug. Inhale, lengthen tall. Exhale, find a little twist here for a couple breaths. Keeping that foot flexed there, the left leg. Turning the heart out to your right. Breathe here, maybe gaze back over your shoulder. A couple belly breaths, deep down into that belly. Breathe out, breathe in, draw the navel to the spine. One more breath, and exhale, return to center. Go ahead, unwind your leg and send it out long. Let's take that support and place it over on the other side. Go ahead, draw that left knee in. Lift the foot, and then go ahead and help that knee to externally rotate. Placing the edge, that baby toe edge, right on top of the right thigh. Support the outer thigh of the left leg. Flex your right toes. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hands come to heart. This time, left elbow right in the crook of that left knee. Press that right palm into the left hand and help to rotate the heart now out to the right. The gaze is in the same direction as our heart. As we inhale, we let our body come to center, and exhale, just release those hands out. Inhale, lean and reach forward. Lead with your heart. Exhale, soften on forward. Rest the hands where it's comfortable for you. Breathe here. Imagine every inhale finding length in the spine. Every exhale, we soften. So wherever you are today, it's perfect. So in this little forward fold, you may feel it in the back of the leg. You can also feel that nice little stretch maybe in the back of that hip here on the left side as well. Just notice where you feel it. And then as you inhale, back on up, and go ahead and use your hands to support yourself and bring that left knee up so that the right foot's to the outer leg here. Foot on the floor. Give that knee a hug with your right arm. Inhale, lengthen and sit tall. Exhale, rotate the heart. Find your twist. The left hand comes behind the left hip. And we continue to breathe here again, those nice deep belly breaths. Inhale, the belly presses out against that thigh. Exhale, navel draws into spine. nice big breath in. Let yourself exhale yourself back to center and unwind your legs. Find the movement that you need here, maybe some shimmy shakes, right? Okay, everyone, we're going to find our way to our backs. So maybe we remove the blanket, maybe you keep the blanket there. Before you go ahead and roll on back, make sure you either have a block or your little bolster handy here. And maybe keep the blanket heavy or handy here as well so that we can use that for our Shavasana when we get there. So bending into the knees, feet about hip width distance, we'll reach those arms forward, lift the heart, and exhale all the way back with control. Find your back. Go ahead and walk your knees up, eventually one knee in and the other. Give yourself a hug. Let's sway side to side. Oh, rock back and forth on the whole back body here. It might feel really nice. Notice that sensation you're making in that back body, almost like a massage. And maybe take a few knee circles. We'll focus on the low back. Low back can always use a lot of extra love. So we're going to go ahead when you're ready. Find your stillness. We're going to drop those feet back down to the floor, keeping the feet close up by our hips here. We're going to reach those arms up above us so that they're out long on the floor. And we're here. We're going to inhale here. And as we exhale, we're going to curl ourselves up into a ball, nose to knees. As we inhale, the feet will lower to the floor, the arms will reach up. And as we exhale, this time we're going to lift up into a bridge, arms float down by your hips. Inhale with control, lower the hips, arms rise up. Exhale, curl into a ball, knee to nose. Inhale, reaching up, feet release. Exhale, rise to your bridge, arms float back by your sides. Inhale, take it long. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, out and open. Exhale, bridge, arms float. Inhale, lower and reach. Exhale, curl it in. Inhale, take it out. Exhale, find that bridge. We're going to inhale, take it out. This time, just exhale the hands down. Go ahead and grab either your block or your little bolster here. We're going to move into a supported bridge. So you remember here that when we slide our support underneath us, we lift those hips, slide that support, but place it behind the bony area of your pelvis, the sacrum in the back of the pelvis, not into the arch of the low back. So whether you're on the bolster or on a block, we're just going to go ahead and with the arms rest at our sides. We're going to come into this nice supported bridge. Again here, if you didn't have the bolster, you can use stacked rolled towels. You could use your stack of books here. Just if you're using books, make sure that you have some kind of towel or cushion on it to keep it soft and gentle. So here I invite you to close your eyes. We're just going to go ahead and take a 3-part breath here while we're resting in our supported bridge. So if you'd like, you can bring a hand to the belly and a hand to the heart. Again, an invitation, not a have to. Breathe in and fill the belly rise. And then exhale, feel it soften. Inhale into the belly and then into the rib cage. Let the ribs expand. And then exhale, ribs soften, belly softens. Moving into that 3-part now. Inhale into the belly, the ribs, and then up into the heart and the chest. And then exhale through the heart, the ribs, and the belly. Inhale, belly, ribs, heart. Exhale, heart, ribs, belly. I'm going to stay here for several cycles of breath, 3-part breath, your pace. Be totally in this experience of your breath here and notice the entirety of the torso that can fill with your breath. Literally filling our bodies from the pelvic floor all the way up to the base of the throat. And then exhaling all the way down, maybe even inviting a little squeeze, navel to spine, to squeeze the bottom of that breath out of you. Inhaling that belly, the ribs, the heart. Emptying out heart, ribs, belly, and squeeze. A couple more here. One more nice breath from wherever you are. And we'll go ahead, slowly ease out, press into the feet, lift the hips just enough to remove the support. Set it off to your side. Go ahead, release slowly the low back onto the earth. Let it settle here for a moment. And then one at a time, very slowly draw each knee into the chest and rock once more side to side. A few knee circles. Both directions here. Hopefully that feels really nice on your low back. And then find your still point at center. Flower the arms out, open to a T. Breathe in, exhale, knees out to the right. Come into this little twist. Let's wring ourselves out from the practice here. Allow your intuition to come into play here as far as where you'd like your gaze. Maybe we look out to the left or straight up. Sometimes it feels good to look in the same direction as your knees. But just start to release here. We're moving towards our Shavasana, so we want to start letting go of that holding, the gripping, the control of our body. This pose is effortless here. As you inhale, draw those knees to center. Exhale out to the left. Take the gaze towards that intuitive spot. Maybe a big breath in and an exhale to really relax back. Let your body fall into this twisted shape. Let the weight of your own body do the work here. Your face and muscles of the jaw soften. Let everything melt back. We'll inhale, bring those knees to center one last time. Give ourselves a little hug here. Maybe rock side to side. This is your practice, so maybe you want to take a happy baby here. Maybe you want to stay still. What is it that your body needs? Tune into that intuition. Ask yourself, what do I need in this last moment? And then when you're ready, we'll take a big breath in and we'll exhale out into Shavasana, maybe going ahead and supporting yourself any way you need to. Maybe a bolster under the knees might feel good today. Soften into that low back. Maybe a blanket across your belly to help anchor the hips down. If you have a little neck roll, you could put that behind your back. Just slightly tuck those shoulders under. Let the arms release out to the side. Once you're set, take a big breath in and open your mouth. Exhale and let everything go. Melt back. Allow yourself to be received into the earth. Relax the muscles of the forehead, down into the temples, softening the corners of your eyes. Soften your cheeks and your jaw. The collarbones soften, releasing the shoulders back into the ground. The arms become heavy. Any tension draining down through the palms and out the fingers. Find your awareness coming into your heart space, the space that surrounds your heart, and let it soften. And let the chest rest back onto the shoulder blades as the shoulder blades rest onto the earth. Relax your belly. Feeling the weight of your sacrum and the back of the pelvis heavy on the earth. Releasing the tension in the hips and all of that draining down the thighs, over the knees, into your shins and your calves, through your ankles, into the feet, and out your toes. Feel your whole back body. Every point of contact on the earth, melt into that. And notice the support of the earth underneath you, holding you completely, so you can let go and just be and rest. Shavasana. So please stay in your Shavasana for as long as you'd like. If you're ready to come on out, we'll take a nice big breath in, start to deepen that breath. Fill that belly with love and light and life energy. Exhale, let it radiate out to the fingers, the toes, all throughout your body. And invite gentle movement. Notice this transition between stillness and movement. When you're feeling ready, we'll definitely take those knees one at a time up, giving ourselves this last little hug here, rock side to side, bring some sensation into the back body. And make your way over onto your right side. Resting here in a pose of new beginnings. Knowing we can start fresh here. A second chance. Using the least amount of effort possible, stay soft. Press ourselves back up and find our comfortable seat. Once you're comfortable in your seated position, we'll close the eyes and we'll bring our hands to our heart center. Let's together seal our practice like we always do with a final breath together. Inhale deeply. Open your mouth, exhale, release it out, let it all go. Remembering in this trying times as we're all separated, yet trying to stay connected. The way we're going to make it through is always by connecting and listening to the voice of our heart. Let us be led by our heart. So, from my heart to yours, I thank you so very much for sharing your practice with me today. We'll draw our fingertips to our foreheads so that we may all have peaceful thoughts, to our mouth for kind words, and then back to our heart for loving action. And again, from my heart to yours, Namaste. Thank you.